Participants were checked by neurological, psychological, and cognitive, and they got physical tests as well.
The fastest growing age group.
The oldest old.
That's a good thing, right?
I guess so.
That's encouraging.
I know.
I'm going to stick to
Grandma's
the...
92. She's still, yeah,
You got
good,
good
healthy.
genes.
I need to ask her what she's been doing.
Yeah, find out for me, because my family does not have those genes.
You know what? Next week we're going to find out that coffee and alcohol are bad for you.
You know, I know. I'm just going to stick to water. That seems logical, doesn't
I know,
it?
right? Well, we have a lot of water going on today because
Very nice.
It's rainy outside.
Yeah, and you know, we had such a beautiful day yesterday, so this is really tough to follow and be dealing with this right now. Such a gloomy sky, our view from Victory Field. It's always pretty to see the skyline, though. We have to admit that. Now, a big factor today is the wind. You will feel that when you walk outside. Our temperatures right now are actually really similar to what they were 24 hours ago, but we had much less wind and we had the sunshine, so it actually still feels pretty cold, and this wind is actually blowing that rain sideways for many cases. 15 miles an hour sustained right now in Indianapolis. We could have gusts up to 30, 35 miles an hour this afternoon. So pizza and a movie kind of day. Don't even worry about any errands today. You can do those tomorrow. We can really see where that front is. Actually, the warm front just to our south and west. Compare our temperatures to St. Louis and then also Little Rock, where they're in the 50s. And then back behind that, we've got cold fronts lining up. And so you can really see how those change the temperatures as well. So first, we're going to stay really warm as this air mass moves on into our area, but then cold air is going to return for the weekend. Right now, those temperatures really aren't bad, but again, without the sunshine and adding in the wind, it does feel cold. So if you're heading out, hooded coat. 43 degrees right now in Shelbyville, 42 in Columbus, and 44 in Bloomington. Now, the next couple of hours, we're actually going to continue to warm. That is because of the cloud cover and that wind just pumping in more and more heat. It's going to be a slow mover, but we are going to actually be in the 50s, believe it or not, by dinner time and into bedtime. So really interesting temperature trend here. So that means tomorrow morning we're actually going to wake up in the 50s, but then oppositely, we are going to drop back off for tomorrow afternoon. Now, Live Guardian radar, that of course a really big story here today, just blowing up with all of this green rain all over central Indiana. And we are also keeping an eye on those rainfall estimates, what we've already had. Most of us still under a half an inch, many of us under a quarter of an inch still. We have seen some higher totals towards Spencer, but even that's at that half-inch mark. So not much yet, but we still have hours and hours to go, and it is going to be on and off with that light to moderate rain. Some downpours right now toward Muncie, heading your direction. Anderson also seeing that picking up. Greenfield, you are currently quiet, but look west toward Cumberland and Indianapolis and Greenwood. That's going to continue to slide your way, so more rain heading your direction. We will have a couple of dry hours in and out here, but just count on it to continue raining on and off throughout the rest of the evening. So evening travel times could be a little bit slower. Heading into overnight, it gets a bit more isolated, but we're still going to keep rain in the forecast. This will linger into tomorrow morning's commute as well. Could slow things down a little bit, but you can see it's not quite as much coverage as we have right now. Much more isolated. And by this time tomorrow, we're actually going to be drying things up. Friday afternoon and evening look fantastic. So make some plans for tomorrow. Like I said, push off those errands until tomorrow. Just stay inside where it's comfortable right now. There's our high 55. That doesn't actually happen until late tonight though. So we're going to really feel those 40s for the next few hours plus the wind. And then tomorrow's high 56, that occurs very early in the morning. So by tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be back down into those 40s, and overnight it'll keep cooling off quite a bit. Heading into the weekend, we're back to average, back into those mid to upper 30s actually. So a fairly comfortable winter weekend. And then New Year's Eve, that is Monday. Looks like we're tracking some rain though, but hey, it's rain, it's not snow. So good news there if you do have plans, if you're heading out, that will help you out a little bit. But heading into Tuesday, not out of the question. We get a little bit of a mix in there, but we'll keep tracking that and time that out for you as we get a little bit closer as well. Angela?
Yeah, it's like I keep saying too, it's not